Shalom, Yahawah, Shimmy Al-Shah, Brakatah to the brothers. Shalom, Shamar, Shimmy Al-Shah to the sisters. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. And we've been teaching this truth to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians since 1969. You know what I'm saying? And since 1969, we've been trying to let blacks and Hispanics know that just because this so-called oppressor or so-called white man tries to tell you that he, or tries to coerce you that he's some friendly man or some friendly person, he really isn't. He really has his own agendas. You know what I'm saying? He really has his own, his own wants. You know what I'm saying? And it's to destroy you. You know what I'm saying? He may put a nice smile. He may dress well. He may look clean. But deep down, that man is still the devil the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? Give me Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 12, verse 10.
Go ahead.
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust thine enemy. Now, for you uppity blacks and for you, what do you call them, political blacks, I try to say slavery was so long ago. What about the crack epidemic? Who put crack in the neighborhoods? And when we find out who's really behind this opioid epidemic, what about then? You know what I'm saying? So it says, never trust thine enemy. Everybody wants to be all in the anime and be all friend with the Chinese, but they don't realize Chinese bringing in heroin by the boatloads. You know what I'm saying? They the ones giving out your Percocet prescriptions that got you addicted in the first place. Everything was drawn out. You know what I'm saying? It says, never trust thine enemies. You know what I'm saying? Never trust America. We thought Joe Biden was going to save you. What did he do? He signed a Chinese hate crime bill while you were screaming Black Lives Matter. That's your enemy right there. He did something for another nation of people while you are still being killed in the streets by the police. The police is supposed to protect you. What happened? Joe Biden didn't save you. You know what I'm saying? Trump was in office for you so-called conservative blacks. What did he do for you? Please don't think he gave you a stimulus check. And what happened after that? He took it right back during tax time. Everybody was complaining about how light their taxes was. You forgot? Trump is a businessman. He will find a way to get his money back. You thinking he feeding you, he whatever, he for blacks or for black men. He is not. He is not for no black or Hispanic man. They use that so you can get comfortable, so you can give them their money. You want to know why they in PA so much right now? Is because they want your money. Elections cost money. To run, it costs money. When they texting your phone nonstop, is because they need money. Everything runs off the dollar. You know what I'm saying? Their campaign runs off of blacks and Hispanics and Native Indians, which is why they're trying to plead. Why do you think they're not going to the East Indians? Kamala Harris, East Indian. Why she's not trying to appease? Why? And this is something I was thinking about. Why is everybody's, you know what I'm saying? Even when I watched that the video with the Tommy G ball, why does everybody want blacks to be so in love with white America or want to be so in love with politics when nobody else is being pushed to fall in love with America? Actually, let me see that. I gotta wear that. It's a little chilly. You know what I'm saying? But nobody else wants to, nobody else is pushing the East Indians to vote or the Chinese to vote. The Chinese didn't have to vote to get the Chinese hate crime bill. The Chinese didn't have to do none of that. But they getting bills passed for violence that's being committed against them, or so-called violence. You know what I'm saying? The East Indians don't have to fight or don't have to vote to get whatever they believe in. So why is it a push for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians to vote so much? This is why the Bible says, don't trust thine enemy. You know what I'm saying? Because your enemy is planning to destroy you, both sides, blue and red. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris will destroy you just as well as Donald Trump. Kamala Harris just might be a little bit more, snake-like. You know what I'm saying? Her grandfather was a so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? But we so into this colorism, you think anybody with any type of color is black, can relate to you, which is how we got tricked into the Obama administration. You know what I'm saying? This is how they fool us into getting into certain things because of so-called skin color. You know what I'm saying? When these Africans have been killing us just as, I don't want to say just as much, killing us just like the white man. You know what I'm saying? They shipped you over here. They shipped us over here. You know what I'm saying? They was trying to persecute us too. You know what I'm saying? I was just talking to me, my brother pulling up, getting mad about how these African shops are all around now. Fufu Igusu, stinking up the whole South Phillies, West Philly. You know what I'm saying? It smell like doo-doo all down Southwest. You know what I'm saying? All of them on their little bicycles and mopeds, taking up your money from DoorDash. You know what I'm saying? There was a brother and a sister thing to be on DoorDash 24/7. You see these Hamites, these damn Africans, they be on DoorDash like they team up to do DoorDash too. They be in the car 10 deep. All right, it's your shift. Get on. You know what I'm saying? To take your money out of your neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Why you want to join yourself to them disgusting people. Right. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call it how it is. I can't stand him. I complete passion for how disgusting they are. You know what I'm saying? Ham is a disgusting people. You know what I'm saying? They are also your enemy. You know what I'm saying? They always gonna come to you, my brother, they're not your brothers. You know what I'm saying? You look, and this is what's so crazy about us, blacks and Hispanics. We'll look at Hispanics and talk about immigrant problem and all that when Hispanics ain't even the #1 immigrant. Damn East Indians are. But you be so ready to take up them damn crystals or them damn Hinduism religions, but you won't even love the Hispanic brother who helped you during slavery. What the East Indian ever do for the black man? But you'll turn your back on the Hispanic man. East Indian ain't do nothing for you but profit off of you. Open up 7-Elevens, gas stations, talk about hurry up and buy. You know what I'm saying? You want to take on these people that spit in your face when the Hispanics helped you up, tried to help you during our time of enslavement, while they were also being persecuted. They were also being hunted by this white man, the devil. You know what I'm saying? While the so-called white man was collecting scalps of the Native Indians, they still lent a helping hand to blacks during slavery. You know what I'm saying? But you so focused on your damn self and trying to get up in America and trying to get $1 that you will step on your brothers. You disgust me. Keep going.
For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
So it says, for like iron rusteth, man, meaning it's going to happen every time. He is going to be wicked as hell. He's going to show you he's wicked. And this is a common thing that happens, or a common thing that's said to men in the I.S.U.P.K, because it's like, well, I got white friends, or my wife is right. You know what I'm saying? Salakia. My friend is white, and you know, he seems cool. You know what I'm saying? You come back either a year, maybe 2 later, talking about how you start to realize certain things they were setting you up for. You see these certain cases that just don't add up, of how your black son went to an all-white sleepover and somehow he drowned in the lake. Somehow he got all these bruises and he's beat the hell up in the middle of nowhere, or he's missing when you sent him to go sleep over, or you go move into these all-white neighborhoods because you get a little bit of money, right? You go to suburbia, you know what I'm saying, Connecticut somewhere where blacks is not allowed, and you think you done made it. You with the creme de la creme, you know what I'm saying? You, the suburban mothers and all that. You go there and your children go walking to school. I mean, there was a brother that was walking in Florida, right? I forget the brother's name. It was a brother that was walking in Florida. His house is in the neighborhood. White people are bothering him like they Bloods and Crips. What you doing here? Why are you walking outside my house? Like the sidewalk wasn't meant for walking. And the brother's just saying, I'm not even going around your house. You're talking about I'm walking. And they bothering. And what happens? What does this white man does? For his iron rusteth, he pulls a pistol out on the brother. No law enforcement. This man is not law enforcement at all. He pulls a pistol out on an unarmed black man. He's not even talking. The black man's not even talking crap. He's not even like, I'm gonna kill you. He's not doing nothing to threaten this white man. His unbotheredness made that white man so upset that he pulled the pistol out and wanted to kill him. You should have seen how frustrated this fat white man was. He was so frustrated. He wanted to kill him. He wanted to take his life for his iron. His wickedness is going to show. But I bet you at his slave, he's somebody's supervisor. He is somebody's supervisor, and he's supervising blacks and Spanish. Why so obviously that tells you he wants to kill you. He hates to see you in his neighborhood, but he's cool with you working under him, but he hates to see you walking in the same neighborhood as him. For his iron rusteth, man, you don't belong. He feels like you don't belong in the areas he dwells in. You know what I'm saying? You are looked at as the bottom of the earth. Like you the dirt of the dirt. You know what I'm saying? You're a slave in his mindset. And this is why, just like the general brought up, World War III has to happen. You know what I'm saying? Wickedness is going to be on this earth until World War III happens. Till them nukes go off and start wiping out these wicked behind people, we're going to be in suffering. And it's something Officer Haward brought up to me a while ago. He said everybody, he said it during the atonement. He was like, everybody prays for freedom and prays for to get out of this enslavement, but ain't nobody preparing. You know what I'm saying? Fasting is preparing. Be ready for them famines. You know what I'm saying? Be ready for certain things that's going to happen. And a lot of blacks and Hispanics don't understand that. That's why you come into the truth and realize, you know what I'm saying? In order for me to get into the kingdom of heaven under Christ, bad things have to happen. Nuclear bombs have to kill people. You know what I'm saying? Famine has to happen. Economic discourse has to happen. The ports going on strike has to happen. Shortages in food has to happen. You know what I'm saying? Things have to happen. So this wicked, this so-called wicked oppressor, this wicked oppressor has to, Salakia, all those things have to happen so this wicked oppressor can get put out of rulership. Because if he's in rulership, we'll continue to starve and we'll be eradicated from this earth. He will continue to put his boot on our neck until we can't breathe. And then what? The whole body is dead. The brain is dead. You know what I'm saying? You don't want that to happen, right? You're tired of your kids going to school in drug and gang infested neighborhoods. In order for those things to change, World War III has to happen. Christ comes back to destroy the so-called nations. You know what I'm saying? Not so-called, the nations. You know what I'm saying? Because these nations have to burn. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 7. Verse 11. Though he humble himself.
You know, he probably all in your face smiling, grinning, joking. Or he probably invite you out to the fishing trips or something. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, he just wants to see you either behind them, the cages, handcuffs, dead, gang banging on the streets. You know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because you come into the truth. You tell, it happens every time I go to a new slave. You tell an oppressor you don't eat pork. When they bring pizza to the cruise, you tell an oppressor you don't eat pepperoni, pork pepperoni. First they go to Muslim and you say not Muslim, and they look at you all weird, like, whoa, like you ain't one of the average Negroes, you know what I'm saying? And then I mean you don't gotta get too deep into what you in, but you tell them a lot, like I don't eat shrimp, crab. You get to the shrimp, they really look at you like you don't eat crab and shrimp. You know what I'm saying? You don't celebrate Christmas. They look at you like you different. It's something to be proud of too, because I don't want to be labeled as just like something that they created, because I would never talk down to my brothers and sisters, but it's something they created. That so-called Negro on the side of on the corner of the poppy store, selling swishers, selling dime bags, drunk as hell, 8 o'clock in the morning, or high as hell, 8 o'clock in the morning, was created by the white man. You know what I'm saying? The so-called white man, because he wanted you to be hooked on drugs. He wants you to be drunk all the time. So you don't realize that you're in captivity. So you don't realize that you are in a state that is unhealthy and not for you, that you are greater than the state you are in right now. You know what I'm saying? And you know what that state is? This will cut a Christian, and that's hell. You know what I'm saying? Hell is a state of being. You know what I'm saying? Right now, blacks and Hispanics, we are in hell right now. You know what I'm saying? There is no devil with a pitchfork. It's a devil in a nice Armani suit and a red tie and an orange toupee on his head, calling himself Donald Trump. That's one of the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? The devil runs America. You know what I'm saying? The devil runs the LGBTQ. You know what I'm saying? Though that is the devil. For as iron rusteth, man, it is guaranteed that this so-called oppressor is going to always try to destroy you. Always. Just think about the Native Americans. They trusted them. What did they do? If they didn't do it immediately when they came here, right? What they do? They signed treaties. You want to know why they signed treaties too? It's because the Native Americans was putting belt behind. That's what they was doing. If you ever met a Native American and see how tough the men are, if the LGBTQ wasn't running rampant in our communities, Esau will be eradicated. They know they don't stand a chance. That's why they had to make these fake treaties and sign these fake treaties and kill you while we were asleep. Because Esau is not really a man. You know what I'm saying? Every war he really wins is from like sneak, like behind the back, especially Amalek. Amalek is biblical on how his war tactics are. Didn't it say Amalek came from behind, took the women, the children, and the elderly? And I think it was David that had to go smite them or something like that. Paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? The oppressor was never manly. You know what I'm saying? Which is why he always pushes this LGBTQ plus on the whole world. Because he wants you to be just like him. You know what I'm saying? His gangsters is over there sagging pants and wearing skirts. And you got a switch in your purse. You know what I'm saying? These young kids out there is emulating what the oppressor is. You know what I'm saying? These people are only trying to cause harm to blacks and Hispanics. Let me get more.
And go crouching, yet take good heed and beware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a lighting glass.
Looking glass.
It's like a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust has not been altogether wiped away.
You know what I'm saying? It's saying you wipe the looking glass. The looking glass is used, sailors usually used it, but also you use it to read maps and stuff like that, or to get closer, on like what is it called? What's the art called? I want to say blacksmithing, but I'm not sure if that's what the art is called. But jewelers, they use it too. I think actually you would call it jewelers because jewelers work with metals too. So a jeweler, you ever seen like the tinkerers? They have that eyeglass on it. They call those looking glass, or they have this thing where it's like a handheld, almost like a magnifying glass, and you use it to look at impurities in metals and diamonds and jewels, right? So this is talking about you wipe the looking glass and you look at the metal and you still see that it's rust. You know what I'm saying? It's saying you need to be prepared. You need to always be like expecting this man to be like the devil that the Bible describes him as, because he's always going to be like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you know this Bible was written by blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because of the style that it was written in, with such taste and elegance. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't plain and dry like a white man's book. You know what I'm saying? This is how we spoke. So it's saying you put the looking glass up, and you'll still see that the white man is Salakia. White man is the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? No matter how friendly he comes across, he over there. A good example is your job, your slave, right? You go to your slave, you think you and Bill friends and he's a supervisor and all that. As soon as one mistake happens, y'all not friends no more. He's firing you. He is getting rid of you. Your families know each other. Your kids know each other. And he still threw you away like you were nothing. It happened to my father. You know what I'm saying? He gave a company, 20-something years. Director, what is he? What do you call those big bulls? Manager, directors, or whatever you call those guys of a building. You get fired after 24 years like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? Family gatherings and all that. The oppressors still will get rid of you like it's nothing. So don't get comfortable just because he pays you $150, $200, or you get all the money in the world. He is going to still reveal himself to be the devil the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? America itself proven that so many times. I mean, these elections show you who they truly are. You know what I'm saying? I mean, when Biden got in office, what was the argument for Biden to get in office for black people? Why did they say they wanted Biden in office? What year was that? 2020. You know what I'm saying? And since he's been in office, what has he done for blacks and Hispanics? You know what I'm saying? Passed the Asian hate crime bill. Cool. Nothing to do with us. What else did he do? A whole bunch of stuff for the LGBTQ, because he and his son. I mean, the only thing I think that happened was what? Drugs getting upped in our communities, the gun violence going up in our communities. So if these things happens during the what do you call it? The presidential time frames of these people's if drugs and violence go up during their, what do you call it? Their presidential reign, I think you call it. Doesn't that mean they're a bad president? Doesn't that mean they're a bad leader? If the nation they're leading is going up in violence and drugs, doesn't it mean they're focusing their priorities in the wrong situations? And it doesn't prove again that the so-called oppressor cannot lead blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. He can't even lead his own people. January 6th, they raided the Capitol. You know what I'm saying? They are at discord right now. America's economy is in shambles. You know what I'm saying? Like, they trying to go to war for oil over there in Palestine, Gaza, and all that, while America itself is sinking. That is a nation that's only worried about money when their own people is sinking in the dirt. White people are just as mad. I won't say just, but white people are upset right now with America's leaders. You wanna know how upset they are? They are so upset. They will put Donald Trump, who does not give a damn about the what do you call him? The white middle class. He does not care about the white middle class, but they are willing to put him in presidential office because they think he's the only option to save America. Because he said, "Make America great again." You ready? No, I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? All right. You know what I'm saying? They are willing to put a man that never gave a damn about. He don't even pay his own employees. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden Donald Trump is for the people. Now all of a sudden Donald Trump is for the middle class when he was never in the middle class. He doesn't understand what it's like to have to work for money. Donald Trump comes from money. You know what I'm saying? Kamala Harris comes from money. These people aren't for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. And they're not even for poor whites. You know what I'm saying? And this is why January 6th happened. This is why they stormed the, what do you call it? Capital of, not DC, Virginia. They went to Virginia, not what do you call it? Town hall. They took over the town hall of Virginia with guns. You know what I'm saying? Which is another proof that you are not the same. Go ahead.
Cool. Did anybody get arrested?
You know, so crazy about that. There was a historic thing with blacks doing that. The Black Panthers won this Washington, D.C. with guns. What happened to the Black Panthers? They were killed. Fred Hampton was shot in his sleep. You know what I'm saying? They were destroyed. They were dismantled. White man, he was going about living his day again. He might, for the Capitol, I think they might have went to jail, some of them. They might have got some charges, a smack on the wrist. They killed your black behind for thinking you wanted a little bit of freedom. For feeling like you were being, and this was during the 70s, where racism was at still at its high point. It wasn't Jim Crow, but lynching was still going on. You know what I'm saying? Jobs were definitely being racially motivated to hire certain people. You know what I'm saying? And they didn't want to put up with that. What do you think they're doing right now? And this is what blows me. You think that changed? You think the people that raised the kids after them told them, don't be like me, Jimmy. We need to hire black people. No. They taught their children the same thing. to hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. They just taught them to be a little smoother with it now. Go ahead.
They teach you, like most times, not too long ago, they teach you, that's not even that they teach you. As a kid, especially growing in a house with your mom and your dad, the first person you would want to be is your dad.
Exactly. You over there seeing that, and then you know how, especially white men when it comes to politics, those damn black folks always doing crimes. You know what I'm saying? Those black folk always committing crimes. Is it good? Yeah, you know how white folk get when they especially at home. And then you got Sally Mae over there. Yeah, honey. I seen one of those black people. They're real suspicious. You think that changed? The kids seen that growing up. So they still think the same. This is why they followed that black kid home in their neighborhood while he lived there down the street. Go ahead.
Saying it's so heavy because when you think about it, and me, what I like to do is I like to put myself in that situation, like if I was in that white family. When the dad going to go see who that is, who's looking out the window,
right,
doing all the talking with the child right next to him?
Get out of here! Like
he just looked real suspicious. The black guy, he got this on,
and the kids see the dad as a hero. Like, oh yeah, that's what we're supposed to do.
And the kid is also soaking everything up. So now when he see a black guy with a white, all black shirt on, black Air Forces, that's how he's going to try to be. That's where the cameras came in there.
Right. But now we got cameras. Catch everything. You can't get away with killing Tyrone for walking down the street no more. You know what I'm saying? You getting caught on camera. You might lose your job, but they might just tuck you away somewhere else, like they do with the police after they go through some scrutinizing. They just say, oh yeah, we suspended him. You know what I'm saying? You don't never hear about the police officer ever again because he's being a police officer in some small town until everything cools down. That's how unions work. Oh, you ain't know there was a police union? They protect their people. You know what I'm saying? They protect their people. They got that contract with the city, they protecting their people. You know what I'm saying? They stick together, which is why it's such a shame for brothers. You know what I'm saying? Why would you join something to oppress your people? You know what I'm saying? I get it. When you in the world, you think that's some. Go ahead. Or what? Full script.
Young man Jermaine.
What's up?
He said, Shalom, YAHUSHUA, Dallas, Texas. Young man Jermaine. Salaki, can I get a breakdown from of Corinthians chapter 7, verse 16, or 14 to 16?
Let me get with you. You said just Corinthians, 1 Corinthians, 2 Corinthians?
So, yeah, it says 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14 to 16.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
This is the book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 14.
7.
It's like chapter 7, verse 14. For the unbelieving husband is sanctified by the wife, and the unbelieving wife is sanctified by the husband. So
when I got this broken down to me, this is talking about when you're married to, like, say somebody that's in the world and you're in the truth, right? So you have a unbelieving. What was the first one? Unbelieving husband. So right, if you're a sister in the truth and you're married and you're still a righteous sister, you're still going to be married to that sister. You know what I'm saying? The wife sanctifies her husband, meaning he has a chance to still get on those chariots because of the wife, because the wife is putting her brick in here, and it's vice versa for the husband who's in this truth. Yo, as long as she ain't in the world like cheating on you or not, because once she cheat on you, I think it's gonna get to that. But as long as she's still being a wife to you, or as long as he's still being a husband to you, whether he's doing the right thing, smoking blunts or not, he has a possibility, a chance to make it into heaven, the kingdom of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Thanks to you. Just like your children, you know what I'm saying? they still get to go into, or they are saved because of you and your sacrifice in this truth. Keep going.
Else there be children unclean, but now they are slacking. But now they holy. Slacking. But now
they are holy.
You know
what I'm saying? That goes in when I was talking about the children. The children become clean because you're in the truth, because you changed your life, which is big, you know what I'm saying? Which is heavy, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of times, it was so heavy about this, a lot of times when one is in the truth, one isn't in the truth, the children tend to gravitate towards the one in the truth, because as they grow up, they start to realize, my mama crazy as hell. She make a lot of unsound decisions, right? Because in the truth, it's called I.S.U.P.K, Israelite School of Practical Knowledge, right? That goes, you start utilizing this Bible to make your decisions, you know what I'm saying? Following these law, statutes, and commandments, your children will be like, I want to be like that. I don't want to be hooked on drugs like my dad. I don't want to have to go through jobs and suffer from a whole bunch of nonsense and by my choices, you know what I'm saying? Dad has to go through, or mom has to go through all types of nonsense because she doesn't want to follow the Bible. She is suffering from whatever disease or whatever, from eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. She's celebrating Christmas, can't pay the bills or whatever, because she's celebrating these holidays, you know what I'm saying? But dad seems cool. Like dad got his stuff together. You look at any of the men in the I.S.U.P.K, we're well organized, we're well put together. You know what I'm saying? We're well spoken. You know what I'm saying? While these people in the world, they couldn't even put two sentences together sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Keep going. What you said, 14 and 15? 16. All right, keep going there.
Okay. Verse 15. But if the unbelieving depart.
So now this goes with the married people. If your wife cheats on you, let her go. This is saying that if she sleeps with another man, right? And if your husband decides to put you away or leave, go tramping and go explore the world, what they call it. Experience the world, right? Keep going.
Okay. Let him depart.
Let him depart. Don't be on their coat. Oh, don't leave. Let him go. Don't chase it. Let him go. Because you got to realize something here. You are literally the prize in that situation. You are more valuable than any person they are ever going to deal with after you. You know what I'm saying? So don't feel like you are missing out because you got so used to them. You should have a sense of pride that they even had the opportunity to deal with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because you were in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. You had a wisdom that nobody else in this world ever had.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? While everybody else in this world was scared of COVID, I.S.U.P.K, we were prepared for it.
Right.
We knew it was going to come. Everybody else is scratching their head and terrified of World War III. We are banging glasses together, glad, drinking whiskey together, merry about World War III. We yelling, push the button to Putin. Because we know that comes with our freedom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you are totally different from these other people in the world. So don't be mad if that sister departs. Don't be mad if that brother departs. You know what I'm saying? Let them. Because you are more special than anybody they're ever going to deal with. And what makes you even more special is you stay with them knowing damn well they stupid as hell. They wanted to stay in the world and you decided to get up here in the truth. And you still stayed with somebody, even though they were trying to drag you down. But keep going.
A brother or a sister is not under bondage in such cases.
Right. Don't feel like you're obligated to be with them because even though they left, you know what I'm saying? They left you. They can depart. Keep going.
Okay. But God had called us to peace.
You know what I'm saying? God called you in here. Right. You belong to the Most High. This is our first wife. You know what I'm saying? This is your first job. You know what I'm saying? Ezekiel's wife was taken from him because he was spending too much time with her. You know what I'm saying? The Most High said, go to camp after. He said, go bury her and go to camp, brother. Right. You know what I'm saying? So Most High ain't trying to hear no excuses because, she left me out. She had the best cat you ever had. You know what I'm saying? Let her go, brother. You know what I'm saying? You don't need it. what I'm saying? The Most High, he said he brought you to peace. Sometimes the Most High, the one that got rid of her. You know what I'm saying? And he might bring you a better one. Keep going.
Right. Verse 16. For what knowest thou, O wife, whether thou shalt save thy husband, or he had, or how knowest thou, O man, whether thou shalt save thy wife?
You know what I'm saying? The Lord only knows who's going to be up in here. You know what I'm saying? You can't save them from themselves sometimes. Go ahead.
Same brother, he said, my red breaking up with me because I want the 2 wives.
You know about that. Brother, so this is his girlfriend. Or, yeah, he says red. Sometimes, or not sometimes, a lot of times that happens to men in the I.S.U.P.K. when we first start out. We lose our wives because of that. You know what I'm saying? I would seek counsel. Yeah, I would seek counsel to see which, because I don't know the particulars in your relationship. But I'm gonna say this, because I'm real confident on this part. If she wants to leave, let her leave. Just like the scripture said, do not chase her. What is the song? Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. You know what I'm saying? And if she leaves, and brother, this is what I learned too about brothers and sisters in the world. If she says that she's gonna deal with somebody else, tell her go do it. Fuck it. All right. Nah, don't do that, right?
Don't tell her.
Yeah, you can't do that. If she says I feel like if when they say that, they already knew or already cheating or already planning to do something. You know what I'm saying? We can't tell her to go sleep with another one, but go ahead.
If I could, I mean, any advice I would give is first thing first. You know, I mean, just try to seek counsel in any zone that you, whatever zone you in, try to call them.
He said Dallas. Right.
Yeah, try to call one of the captains or high officers in Dallas to try to seek counsel. But if she was to leave you, there's nothing you can do.
Right.
You know
don't chase her.
Yeah. All you gotta do is stick to the sticks, keep coming to class. You know what I mean? Keep being focus on building Christ's kingdom.
Right.
Because when that kingdom comes, you're gonna have more wives. You know what I mean? The scripture says 7 wives are gonna be unto 1 man. You know what I mean? So in this world, if she feel like she's gonna leave or she wanna leave, shalom.
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? But I would still seek counsel from the men in that school. Wherever school you at, I would seek counsel.
Yeah, seek the counsel, because I don't know the particulars in the relationship, but he said he don't want her. Yeah, seek counsel. I can't do too much on here. And you ready? I got the meeting. 4 minutes. This man. Where was I at? What scripture was I at? Threw me off. That was iron rusted. Was he still on that?
Yeah, he's still on that. What that?
I think he was at the end of that, right?
He was at the next verse.
All right, go ahead.
Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take the good heed and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know.
Oh yeah, we did do this, but give me Lamentations 4:16. You know what I'm saying? Back to what we was talking about. It's telling you to be observant. Don't be so goofy and be so open-minded when it comes to the damn oppressor. You know what I'm saying? Because the oppressor is very tricky. He does certain things. He puts certain acts on. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for it every time. Don't be a fool. You know what I'm saying? 4:16. I don't even know if I wanted to end with that, but we're gonna do that.
You want to know?
Yeah.
This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 16. The anger of the Lord have divided them. He will no more regard them. They respect not the person of the priest. They favor not the elders.
Hold on, let me get it. Checking the chat for the council. Start from the top. Yeah, thanks, sir.
Okay. This is the book of Lamentations, chapter 4, verse 16. The anger of the Lord has divided them.
Right.
He will no more regard them. They respected not the person of the priest.
It's talking about Israelites, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You know what I'm saying? The Most High no longer regarded them because of the sins. Because you didn't want to listen to the I.S.U.P.K since 1969. That the so-called devil is going to trick you and continue to coerce you to do drugs, eat whatever you wanted to eat, be whores, be drug dealers. You know what I'm saying? We chose to do these stupid things, which is against the Lord. Keep going.
Khan. 16.
Yeah.
Number 7, verse 17. As for us, our eyes has yet failed, for our vain help. In our watching, we have watched for a nation that could not save us.
Now, this is talking about the so-called fools that believe in election season, that believe in voting. Like, you know how bad they try to make people feel? Like, I know some brothers that's not in the truth, but they don't want to vote because the black men gave up on American politics. A lot of us did. You know what I'm saying? And they try to make those black men feel like they're stupid because they don't vote. Like, they believe that voting is going to help them so bad that they try to talk down on brothers that came to a realization, came to a understanding. This is how I tell you the black man is the most wisest and smartest man on this earth, because even in your low state, you understand when something is a game. You understand that this nonsense is not real. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm gonna try to learn that. And with that, I'm passing the class over to the priest and officer, the third. You know what I'm saying? I gotta take this call.
You call now?
He's not a call.
Okay. Hey, if you could, sure. Slight.
You got it on the can. You sponsoring them?
All right. Shalom, Israel. This is Priest and Officer NAYAAHLA out of I.S.U.P.K. This is Priest and Officer NAYAAHLA at I.S.U.P.K. I'm the Commander John YAHANNA. Started out of 125th Street, Harlem, New York. So, like, that's it, right? So we're at I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I'm the Commander John YAHANNA. And since 1969, we've been teaching this truth that the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. Right. We've been teaching since 1969. We've been teaching, bringing back homes, bringing back the Black families, Hispanic families, and things like that. And if I could, can you give me Psalms chapter 1 and 1? I mean, it's very important. I mean, especially nowadays, it's very important that we come back to, to the Most High and knowing who He is and things like that, because you're not going to get nothing following after that drug dealer that stands on that corner. I mean, our young kids, our young men, the young boys that's out here, I mean, they look up to these drug dealers nowadays, and look, most of them is in jail. Most of them is, some of them is dead. You know what I mean? It's nothing but chaos. You know what I mean? It's very important, you know what I mean, as a nation, as a people, that we come back to knowing who we is as a people, because this world is here, is set up to destroy the Black and Spanish and Indian man, woman, and child. You know what I mean? Even to where we get our knowledge or any counsel that we want. You know what I mean? We go to friends or family members who don't have the proper etiquette to give you that counsel or that any type of knowledge on how to live life or how to go day by day. But here in the I.S.U.P.K. under Commander YAHANNA, we are taught, you know what I mean, we are reborn again and taught the right way to live and to govern ourselves, right, according to the Most High. You know what I mean? So if I could, can you give me that scripture? Psalms 21. Come.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 1, verse 1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
It says, blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly. Yeah, I mean, blessed is him. Now, when you look at our community, when you look at our people and wonder why we so strung out on drugs and things like that, it's because we trusted in him that don't have the godly counsel. That's not walking with the Most High. Like, if you're not getting your counsel from the men in the I.S.U.P.K and the Commander Journey YAHANNA, just know whatever counsel you get, 9 times out of 10 is either going to end you somewhere you don't want to be. I mean, read it again. Slug. Is you on it now? Oh, let me get there with you, matter of fact. Slug, you got it?
Yeah. Psalms 1:1. Blessed is the man that walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly.
It says, blessed is the man. So you want to know, I mean, us in the I.S.U.P.K, we are blessed. You know what I mean? Because we walk in the presence and we walked, you know what I mean, according to the Most High. You know what I mean? There's a reputation of the Most High. So we are definitely blessed in this school. But when you're dealing with people that's outside this school, that's in this world, you wonder why a lot of them is either drug dealers or rapers or pedophiles, whatever the case may be. It's because they don't know who they are as a people. They don't know that they're God's chosen people. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners.
Nor standeth in the way of sinners. You know what I mean? Bless him who don't stand in the way of a sinner or don't be around those people. You know what I mean? Bless him who don't take that ungodly counsel. You know what I mean? That don't go to Facebook or Instagram to try to get to try to get marriage counsel. You see what I'm saying? Bless him who don't go do those things. You know what I mean? Bless him who come into the school in I.S.U.P.K or call the camp leader to figure out, well, look, what's my next step because I'm in the gym? Or what should I do because I feel like, I mean, it's this type of demon on me, whatever the case may be. They don't run to their neighbor house or call a sister who been in different type of strip clubs and things like that. Go ahead.
Nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful.
Nor sit in the seat of the scornful. Go ahead.
Verse 2, but his delight is in the law of the Lord.
But his delight is in the law of the Lord. So, I mean, that's what the type of men that, I mean, the officer just read about is the men that you see here in the I.S.U.P.K. You know what I mean? Our delight is in the laws. So, like, our delight is in the laws of the Lord. You know what I mean? And we do whatever it is that the Lord tells us to do. We do everything lawful. You won't catch us out here smoking, talking to different types of women, putting them away. You know what I mean, whoring out our sisters and things like that. You won't catch that. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons why we in the position that we are in today, right, is because we decided to do those things. You know what I mean? We gotta learn from our parents. Right. That's one thing, man. Our parents is these kids' parents is learning from them. We have to learn from our parents and look what they did. You know what I mean? So we won't have to go into that same steps because a lot of our parents is out here just throwed off. You see what I'm saying? If I could, can you give me the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6? You know what I mean? That's very important. You know what I mean? And that's what's trending nowadays. And that's why you see a lot of adults, they act so childish, is because they want to be young again. They want to feel young. They want to be their daughter's best friend. You know what I mean? You raise your daughter. You try to be, what, your 17-year-old daughter best friend? Right. You 34 years old. What are you doing? You see what I'm saying? You're supposed to be guiding her. You're supposed to be teaching her how to cook. Teach her how to sew or something like that. You know what I mean? Don't be at the same level because you're not on the same level. I mean, if that was the case, a 17-year-old would be able to own her own, well, be able to, it's like, you say? Oh, it's like it. Yeah, I mean, go ahead. If you got it, go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God.
It says, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God. That word holy means separate. You know what I mean? We are separate people unto the Lord thy God. Hey, Sluggy, you want me to, what's we call it?
Yeah, what is that?
Come. I got you. It says that this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 7, verse 6. It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The word holy means separate. You know what I mean? We are a separate people unto the Lord thy God. And that's what every Black and Spanish Native Indians need to know and be taught again to, you know what I mean, know how to operate in this life. Like, we don't even know who our enemy is. We think our enemy is the same people that look like us. You know what I mean? That brother that's standing on that corner, that's not your enemy. That sister, that brother that, you know what I mean, that brother that sold your mom, whatever, that's not your enemy. You know what I mean? We are not each other enemies. We supposed to be one with one another. Like, when you look at all these other nations, you know what I mean? These other nations are one with one another. You know what I mean? These other nations had each other back. They don't mind marching for each other. I mean, why you think that hate bill came for the Chinese people? That, you know what I mean? They stuck together. They stuck together. You know what I mean? And that's what happens in the Black and the Spanish and Native Indian community. We need to stick together. We need to point out and be aware of who is our enemy. You know what I mean? Because if you don't know who your enemy is, you're going to think your brother is your enemy. You know what I mean? That's right. We don't have well, I'm gonna say this. This is why it's important to know who you is, because once you know who you is, you will know that there's laws to follow. And one of the laws to follow is, if you have an alt with a brother, go to him and him alone. You know what I mean? Once you go to him and him alone, and y'all talk it out, nine times out of 10 it works. Now, you know what I mean? You got that little percent where as though a brother might not hear you, but then again, you still take it a step further and take it to counsel. You know what I mean? Try to, you know what I mean, build with that brother and not lose a brother. You know what I mean? J. Cole, he said it the best. He ain't want to lose a brother. He wanted to gain a brother. You know what I mean? Even though to me, he's a little afraid of the little competition, but you know what I mean? So it says, the Lord thy God have chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. The Lord thy God has chosen the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians to be a special people unto himself. You know what I mean? That's important to know. You know what I mean? So you won't think that you're just a regular nigga out on the street. You know what I mean? You are the Lord thy God chosen people. You ain't no kings and queens and of Wakanda and all that. No. You're an Israelite from one of the 12 tribes. You know what I mean? You are set to rule over the earth. That's your purpose here, man. To be in the Lord's army. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna read it back from the top. It says, for thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. The Lord put us upon the face of the earth, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. So why are we not there yet? Why we're not at the top where the Lord thy God said we'll be? And who the Lord thy God put us above all people on the face of the earth. He cared about the Black, Spanish, and Native Indian more than he cared about the so-called white or the so-called Chinese or the so-called Japanese or the so-called Indian, West Indian. He cared about the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians more than those people. So why are we at the bottom today? You know what I mean? We at the bottom today is because we did not follow God's law, statutes, and commandments. We did not follow God's law, statutes, and commandments. Let me get that, matter of fact. We did not follow his law, statutes, and commandments. The Lord gave us the blueprint on how to get the kingdom. He gave us the blueprint. This Bible is the blueprint on how to get back on top. You see what I'm saying? So in the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, it says, And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now let's slow it up and break it down line upon line. It says, it shall come to pass, meaning it's going to come to pass. If thou shalt hearken diligently, if thou shalt hearken is just mean listen. Diligently is real close. So if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God. So if you was to listen closely to the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations upon the face of the earth. So it's in Deuteronomy the 21st and the 28th chapter, verse 1 says, if we was to follow, listen, hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God will put us above all people that are upon the face of this earth. And all we have to do is hearken, listen to what he said. So eating shrimp, crabs, and lobsters, stop that. Out here selling your body on OnlyFans, now you out here with what, HIV and all that, getting all these different diseases. You gotta stop whoring around, sis. Out here selling drugs, stop that, bro. It's not that deep. Get a 9 to 5 just like the rest of us. You see what I'm saying? It's very important that's why it's very important to know who you is, because if you don't know that you're an Israelite, you would never know that there's laws that you would have to follow. You would do what America tell you to do and just get it how you live it. Go ahead, sell them drugs. If you look, I'm not hiring you. That's how they have you. I'm not hiring you. I'm not going to hire you. I'm not going to hire you. Now, after so many people that don't hire you or that's not going to hire you, you try to resort to one thing, and that's selling drugs, destroying your community, destroying your people. You see what I'm saying? Instead of coming up with that game, that business plan with a brother, you'd rather give him a pack. So y'all both could be in that jam together. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important, buddy. That's why it's very important that you know who you is. So you could come to Deuteronomy 28th chapter and be like, look, if I want these blessings, if I want to get blessed, I got laws to follow. You see what I'm saying? I can't just be out here breaking these laws. Man, we're gonna figure out what happens when, we don't follow these laws. When you slide down to verse 15, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15, it says, but it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of thy God. Now, in verse 1, it says, if you was to hearken unto the voice of thy God, meaning listen. Now we're talking about what happens when you don't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. It says, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to all his commandments and statutes, which I command thee this day, all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee. That's why that's why you see a lot of us getting put out now. That's why it's so many broken homes. There's so many, our people's the main ones that's out there standing in that corner being drug dealers. Our people's filling up these jails is because we did not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. When he told us to hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Now, we did not hearken. So now we're cursed. We're cursed people because we want to do what we want to do. We want to feed that demon. That's what we want to do. Hey, Salagia. Slugging. Listen, it's very important that we know who he is. So we're just gonna go into some of the curses. It's verse 16. It says, curse shall thy be in the cities, and curse shall thy be in the fields. Who is the main, like when you turn on that news, when you turn on, what is it, channel 6? We got channel 6, I believe, channel 17 news, or channel 3? I ain't watching news. Don't get me lying, I ain't watching news in a minute. But when you turn on the news, or when you even look at your social media, who you see dying in them cities? Being laid out, mamas crying, baby mamas crying. You know what I mean? Who you see cops killing? The Black, Spanish, and Native Indian people. God's chosen people. You see what I'm saying? We are cursed. It's like we are cursed in these cities. You know what I mean? It's real hard and it's real scary as a Black parent to know your child is out after dark. That's why at a certain time, back in the day, at a certain time, you couldn't be outside when those lights was out. When those lights came on, you had to bring that ass up. Like you had to bring it in. Your mom wanted you to bring it in because she knew how dangerous this world was. She knew they knew how predators worked. You know what I mean? And that so-called white man is definitely a predator. It's out to destroy you. You know what I mean? We are cursed in these cities. We are cursed in the field. Colin Kaepernick. Look, you mean to tell me they banned Colin Kaepernick from the NFL? Nobody want to pick him up because he ain't want to stand for that America flag? Now you see people kneeling down, or they got their fist up and all that. Listen, my daughter don't even sing the pledge of allegiance to the flag in the schools. Are they going to ban her from school? Good night. We are cursed in these fields, man. We are cursed in these streets. You know what I mean? It says, this verse 17, cursed shall be thy basket and thy stores. Look, these are the Black-owned businesses out now will be open for like a year or two, maybe 3 at the most, shut down. We'll be shut down in like 3 years. You see what I'm saying? And why is that? It's because it's not because Black people don't got the money or Black people. It's not because we don't have the money. Because look, we're willing to buy a shirt that costs $400 versus Hector's shirt that costs $60. We'll look just because it's a brother or a sister, a Latino brother or an African American brother selling that shirt, and once you hear his shirt go for $60, but you'll buy a shirt that costs $120, $130, it's crazy. We're willing to support and be there for the oppressor, or they oppressor. We're there. We don't mind supporting the oppressor over our own people. And it's crazy because the scripture says, "Curse shall thy baskets and thy stores." We don't produce, like we don't have that many stores out. You know what I mean? We really don't have that many stores out. So it's definitely important that we know who he is. You know what I mean? And that we know that there's laws that we have to follow. You know what I mean, because of a nation without laws to follow, or a nation without a God, just look at the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians. Look how low we are. You know what I mean? Because we don't know who we are. We don't know our God. You know what I mean? And that's because we've been deceived by many. You see what I'm saying? So I'm gonna get so it's very important, man. I'm gonna keep drilling in your head. It's very important that you know who we are, that the Black, Spanish, and Native Indians know who they are. You know what I mean? To get back on that top, you have to hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. You know what I mean, that shrimp, crabs, and lobster is not that deep. It is not that deep. Bro, have patience. Put that pack down. Get on Indeed. Have patience. You see what I'm saying? It's not that deep. You know what I mean? The Lord thy God definitely got your back. I mean, you follow him, you endure until the end, he will have your back. You know what I mean? Get in class, pay your tithes. You know what I mean, do what he said, do what he says to do. Pick up your Bible, read it. You know what I mean? So, but I'm gonna get y'all 1 Timothy trying to get the 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. Lock it. Lock it. Yeah, man. Here we go. 1 Timothy chapter 1. Let's 1 Timothy chapter 1, verse 7. It says, "For God have not given us the spirit of fear." Black Spanish Native Indians, man, we got to get out of that mindset that they're stronger than us. They have a better army than us. They just had a third than us. Because, okay, they might have a army. We have an army too. We just scattered. We got to gather to get our army. And once we gather and get our army would be way mightier than their army. That's why they trying to do any and everything to deceive you, to keep you not together with one another. You know what I mean? The scripture says, "For God hath not given us the spirit of fear." He ain't give us the spirit of fear. We're not supposed to fear nothing that comes to us. You see what I'm saying? Don't worry about that job if you lose that job. Stand on 10. You can stand on 10 with a brother you know what I mean, your own brother. You can stand on 10 with your cousins, your mom, your dad, whatever the case may be. But once it's time for you to stand up for the Most High, you can't stand on 10. You know what I mean? Once your supervisor tell you, listen, I can't have you working here because you follow a hate group or you in a hate group, whatever the case may be, see how long you'll last. Bet you fool. Stand on 10 because the Most High did not give you the spirit of fear. You know what I mean? He did not give you the spirit of fear, but he did give you, it says, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. That's what you see here in the I.S.U.P.K. What you see in the I.S.U.P.K. is power and love with strong mind. We are one here. You see what I'm saying? I know if I fall, if I don't have it, I know I can call somebody in the I.S.U.P.K. right now. Yo, if I could, blase, set. We're strong here. You know what I mean? That's why we stand on the corner since 1969 trying to fish brothers and sisters into the school. It's like try to fish brothers and sisters into the school. You know what I mean? It's very important that's why I say it's very important. I'm gonna keep saying it. It's very important that you know who you is. You know what I mean? So you get that fear. Listen, you're Israelite, you're God's chosen people. Just knowing that you shouldn't have fear. He did not give you the spirit of fear. You see what I'm saying? He did not give us the spirit of fear, man. So definitely do got to tighten up as a nation. I mean, come back together. Come back into knowing who you is. Come back into having the grace of the Most High. Because the reason why we're in this situation is because we don't have the grace of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm trying to get that scripture real quick. I know what to do. You know what I mean? Just a day at a time, man. Come in, do your 90 days. Get that Hebrew name. Start doing the work of the Lord, man. Start doing the work of the Lord. And to me, this is how I see it. If you're not in this school, to me, you soft. You weak. And you will bend your knee at anybody that will oppress you. Don't know how to stand on 10, but you know who you'll stand. You know who like I said, you'll stand on 10 on anybody but the person you need to stand on 10 with. That's your oppressor. It's like, what's that? Gather ourselves. Hey, Salagia. What would gather ourselves? Zephaniah, right? Zephaniah. Never, I got it.
Oh, yeah, that's nice.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2. You done? Good.
This is the book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together.
Stay separated.
Gather yourselves together.
Go ahead. Gather together. It's all right.
Gather yourselves together. Yea. Gather together, O nation not desired.
Yeah, I mean, the scripture, listen, we're strong when we gather together. I mean, look at us today. Why we so much of a weak man or in a weak nation is because we're not together. You know what I mean? It is time to wake up. It is time to put on that shield of the Most High and get in this fight.
Right.
I mean, it should be no reason why you out here putting a woman above you. No reason. No reason you should be catering everything to. Listen, I'm not saying not to cater to your woman, but there's no way she should be ahead of you or telling you what to do. You shouldn't look at her as a god. If she's the god, then what are you? Are you not a god also? Or you is a god, but she's just stronger than you. Like, my thing is, man, this world will have us looking crazy.
Right.
Because a female can give birth. She can bring life into this world. But can she bring life without you? She can't do that. So how can, like, she's not the guy that y'all want her to be. We're just weak men.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we're just very weak. Yeah, I mean, I could read it again.
The book of Zephaniah, chapter 2, verse 1. Gather yourselves together. Yea, gather together, O nation not desired.
We are a nation that is not desired. You know what I mean? Don't nobody give a damn what happens to you. Your landlord don't care if you don't have that $50 you're supposed to give him.
Right.
You will get that eviction notice. You will get put out on the street. The P.O.C. don't give a damn if P.O.C. don't give a damn that you got kids and the elder person that's on an oxygen tank or whatever the case may be. Those lights will be off. Right. But nothing you could do is say to them. I mean, they'll put you in a whole circle, go to the doctors, get a medical exemption form, whatever the case may be, yada, yada, yada. Put you through the whole ringer. You see what I'm saying? Read it from the top again.
Gather yourselves together.
Black and Spanish, Native Indian man, gather yourselves together. Wake up. You know what I mean? Arm yourselves. Wake up. You know what I mean? These streets don't love you. Why is that? These streets don't love you because you don't know who you are. We don't know who we are. We turned into our own enemies. You are enemy of your brother. How did that feel? Like, the ghetto, the hood should be the safest thing to blacks and the Spanish and Native Indian people. Why? Because your people live there. It should be safe. Y'all should want good for your people. But instead, we've been taught to be selfish. We've been taught to get yours and get on. So we got to sell drugs. Look, my mom got to eat. My daughter need Pampers. My son need this. So we don't mind destroying each other. You ain't take that to the suburbs.
Right.
You can't take it to the suburb because you'll be locked up as soon as you say, whatever's out, you know what I mean? Weed out, crack out, coke out, whatever you got. You'll be locked right up. Boom. You know what I mean? If I could, can you give me Deuteronomy chapter 31, verse 6? You know what I mean? Put on the shield of the Most High. You know what I mean? Grab your strength. Know who you is as a people. That's how you grab your strength, knowing who you are. You're weak because you don't know who you are. You don't know the order, 31 and 6. You don't know the order that is supposed to be man, it's supposed to be Christ, man, woman, child. You don't know that because you're weak. You let your female decide who comes first.
Right.
And that be child, woman, man. Don't give a damn if you got a job or not. Is life not more precious than money? You mean to tell me I'm the one that's going to sacrifice my life when somebody break in this house, and I can't get the most respect in this house? When I'm the one that everybody going to look to when it's time for a physical altercation to happen, I'm the one y'all going to have to look to. Or should I be like, go ahead, babe, you the one with the money. You the one making the money. Why don't you go see who it is downstairs? Who's breaking in the doors? Money don't mean a damn thing. Men, we need to understand, like I had brought out in 1 Timothy, the Lord did not give us the spirit of fear.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, if I could read.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong.
Be weak.
Be strong.
Be cowardly.
Be strong.
Be nutty.
Be strong.
Be you. No, be. Keep going.
And of good courage.
And of what?
Good courage.
You gotta have that good courage, man. You gotta have that good courage, man. You gotta be strong. You know what I mean? Stop having these females rule over you. Listen, you got females ruling over you, and guess who rules over them? The children. That child rules over her. You know what I mean? Listen, you know what I mean? Females that stole and risked their own life. They stole from these stores to get whatever it is for these kids, risking their own life just to put a smile on that kid's face. That child rules over you.
Right.
Read from the top, sir.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6.
Go ahead.
Be strong and of good courage.
Be strong and of good courage. Go ahead.
Fear not, nor be afraid of them.
Do not be afraid of what happens. You know what I mean? Do not be afraid of America. Don't vote. Don't go into those polls and hit the X on Kamala or Trump. Go ahead.
If I could, don't be the brother that got peer pressured by his wife and her friends to go vote. Made you feel like, because after Barack Obama said black men need to vote, you know what I'm saying, that you felt less of a man. You know what I'm saying? Stand 10 toes down on your decision. Stand 10 toes down for your people. You know what I'm saying? Be strong. Don't curve your back just because a broad told you were lame or stupid for not believing in America. You know what I'm saying? Do your own research. Teach her. Stop trying to let her teach you about something simple as believing in a nation that already done spit in your face, snaked you so many times. Make her feel like the simple one for once.
All right.
Stop bending over for these sisters. You know what I'm saying? And you know what's going to happen? She's going to love it. She is going to love it. She's going to want to jump on you, and she's going to be like, finally, you're a man. Or she'll leave. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you probably needed. And that's the Lord.
Right.
Getting her out of your life. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
No, what you said it's so heavy because it's like you follow it. The kids rule you.
Right.
Once again, the kids rule over these females. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Nor be afraid of them. For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee. He will not fail thee.
Listen, man. Go ahead.
Nor forsake thee.
The Lord will not leave you. Don't be, listen. You hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, he will have your back forever. You follow these laws and statutes that he tell you to do, he will have your back forever. You see what I'm saying? But if you don't, cursed thou shalt be in thy stores, in the back, or the baskets in the stores. Cursed shall thy be in the cities and in the field. You see what I'm saying? That's what will happen if you don't follow after what the Most High says. And what gets me is that we've been down the same road forever now. We've been down the same road forever, and not once has any of our people learned anything. We haven't learned nothing from none of this. You know what I mean? Pick up that Bible, read it. See how much your life would change if you was to stop eating shrimp, crabs, and lobster. Drug dealers, see how much your life would change when you don't have to stand on that corner watching your back from not only just the cops, but from somebody else that's trying to unalive you. You see what I'm saying? It's very important that we know who we are as a people. Because if you don't know who you are as a people, you don't have the right, what you call it? If you don't know who you are, how would you know what path you're supposed to walk down? How you know what God you're supposed to follow if you don't know who you are? Read that from the top.
Okay.
Con.
Be strong. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and of good courage. Fear not, nor be afraid of them.
It says, be strong and of good courage. Listen, man, wake up every morning knowing who you are, knowing that you follow the Most High law, statutes, and commandments, and have that good courage on you. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead, you could. Good.
Nor be afraid of them.
Nor be afraid of them. No, go back to where it says, be afraid. Straight from the top.
Okay. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 31, verse 6. Be strong and of good courage.
Be strong of good courage. Go ahead.
Fear not.
Fear not. Don't have that fear in your heart. That's what's wrong with us nowadays. We have that fear in our heart. Like, no way your child should tell you that he or she likes the same sex.
Right.
No way that should happen. They should be afraid to tell you that.
Right.
By you, listen, if my son or daughter ever came up to me and told me that they're gay, I will feel offended. I will feel offended because you don't even care on what I might do. You have no fear. Like, you don't give a damn about my consequences. You 10, 11 years old. You telling me you a girl, bro?
Right.
Like, oh yeah. Take these body shots. Go think about it and come back and let me know. Like, these kids, man, is definitely being destroyed because these parents do not fear the Most High. These parents don't know who they are. Go ahead.
Nor be afraid of them.
Nor be afraid of them. Go ahead.
For the Lord thy God, he it is that doth, he it is that doth go.
Take your time. Read it again.
It says, for the Lord thy God, he it is that doth go with thee.
The Lord thy God will be with you. You see what I'm saying? The Lord thy God will be with you. Black man, black and Spanish, Native man, woman, and child, it is time to wake up.
Right.
If I could, give me Luke chapter 14, verse 5. It is time to wake up and know who you are. You see what I'm saying? It's sad that, yeah, I mean, we can really, like, we want to be just like everybody else. And you know what that is? That's that demon you feeding. You feeding that demon every time you put that dust to your lips. And I mean, you being just like those other nations. Yeah, I mean, it's time to know who you are And you should feel bad that you don't know who you are. Go ahead, you got it?
This is the book of Luke, chapter 14, verse 4?
5.
5. And answered them, saying, which of you shall have an ass or an ox fallen into a pit, and will not straightway pull him out on the Sabbath day?
Oh, Salaki, not that. I'm sorry. I wanted the what is it? Ox know his master. That's in Luke 14. Hold on. What is it? Ox know his master. Give me 1 second.
Isaiah 1 and 3.
That's in Isaiah. Right, you got to read.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 1, verse 3. The ox knoweth his owner.
The ox knoweth his owner. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And the ass his master's crib.
Now, what does that say? The ox and the ass is what? Would they be like the dumbest animals? They're the most dumbest animals. And they know who their owner is. They know where they live. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
But Israel.
But who?
Israel doth not know.
But we do not know. We don't know who we are. Thanks to the Christian church.
Right.
Thank you, Grandma, for waking me up every morning, Sunday morning, to go to church. Because now I'm 31 years old and I don't know who I am. Hell, I don't even know what the hell he taught me in church. Thank you, Grandma. Yeah, I mean, it's very important. It's like, yeah, if I could. Yeah. Never mind. Read it from the top again. Well, give me if you could, give me the we're gonna go back to Deuteronomy 28th chapter, Deuteronomy 28 and 1. It's very important. Listen, the Most High gave us a blueprint. The Most High told, like, I could see if he threw us here and he was trying to have us figure it out, but he left us the blueprint. He wanted the men in the I.S.U.P.K, he wanted us to understand these scriptures. That's why he got King James to get what, 42, 43? Greek speaking Hebrews. That's why he got it translated. That's why, I mean, because he want us to obey him. He don't want us to disobey him. Like think of a father for an example. Your father, a good father, we want our child to listen. We want our daughters to listen. So yeah, we might punish them. Yeah, I mean, we might make them feel real bad, real low, whatever the case may be. Once they start following the law, our laws, that's the laws of the house. Now you get what you want. Now you daddy's little girl. Now you daddy's fat man, big man.
Right.
You know what I mean? You my guy now. No harm, no foul. And that's how it is with the Most High. We harmed him. We disobeyed him. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead.
It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently.
It shall come to pass if thou shalt hearken diligently. If we was to listen closely, go ahead.
Unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments.
But what it says, if we was to observe to do all his commandments, what would happen?
Which I command thee this day
Go ahead.
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
The Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations that are upon the face of the earth. And we just follow after what he says. And that's heavy. That's real deep, because a lot of us being in these Christian church and these Muslim mosques, we want to believe that the Most High know our hearts. He know where we come from, or he know I got a good heart. You don't got a good heart if you got a cigarette to your lips or weed to your lips.
Right.
You don't have a good heart if you're looking at a brother's wife in a lustful way. You don't have a good heart if you step out on your husband. Little ones, y'all don't have a good heart if you're telling your parents that you are gay. These are all wicked things. You see what I'm saying? And it being in a Christian church, come as you are, listen, will destroy you. The Bible don't have not one, the Bible don't, you mean, the men in the Bible is not weak.
Right.
They lost, they sacrificed. They gave up their lives to serve the Most High. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Read it from the top again.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hope, so like it shalt hearken.
Take your time. Take your
Shalt
time.
hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day.
What will happen?
That the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
The Lord thy God will set the black, Spanish, and Native Indian men high above all nations of the earth. Y'all don't want that? Go ahead.
It's like that scripture's so heavy, because imagine a little black boy in school, or his little Hispanic boy in school thinking that for once. You know what I'm saying? That they not the lowest of the low. That they ain't got to go home to a crack-ridden house or heroin-ridden house. You know, mom on drugs and daddy drunk or selling drugs to mama, or cousins in jail, or losing their friends the next summer. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Imagine your nation is on top. Just like how them proud boys feel, or how them sons or their fathers talk to their sons about how proud they should be an American. This is for blacks and Hispanics. This gives the blacks and Hispanic children to have a form of pride in their own nation of people. You know what I'm saying? Instead of feeling so down, instead of that dog test that they have about the little black and Hispanic children, and they always picking the white children, and they did it like a couple of times. They did not just did it in America, they did it in Italy, they did it in Spain. The test was all over, and they got the same results. So imagine those children, they knew that they were to be the top. They were to be the kings. They were to be the princes, the princesses. You know what I'm saying? They grew up in castles with nannies, and the milk they had was just like from the best cow. If the cow start producing a little bit of that milk, they off the cow. Now it's steak dinner. You know what I'm saying? And it's so heavy because we can't even imagine that. We can't even imagine, like, this has a hair in my food. Send it back. You know what I'm saying? We can't even imagine being, our sisters can't even imagine being in prison. You know what I'm saying? They got to be so masculine all the time.
Right.
They can't imagine having their nails and feet done 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Being served to hand and foot. You know what I'm saying? This is for them. This is for black little boys and girls to get some pride. So it's so heavy because this defeats all the propaganda they trying to put out about I.S.U.P.K. You know what I'm saying? That we just some hate group. But when in fact, we actually love our people. We want to see our children grow up with this type of mindset, the pride in themselves, to see them walk around not with their head down because they can't get the new pair of shoes to the first day of school, or they can't bring the best lunch to school because they got to get the nasty behind school lunch or the cold behind lunchables where they can have the leftovers with the heated lunchbox and all of that. You know what I'm saying? This gives our children some form of pride, and this gives our young men some form of foundation to stand on, something to look forward to in this earth. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just America, instead of just voting, instead of just the next trying to strive to just get a crumb of what America offers blacks and Hispanics. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Now, man, bro, what brother said was real heavy, man. This is definitely should be motivations for the kids, because it's like, when the Most High, listen, all you gotta do is follow what the Most High say. Boom, you got it. Now, what would happen? It tells you what will happen when you don't follow what he says, right? What's that? 15. You could jump down to 15. You know what I mean? So you read that if you follow the Most High, if you hearken diligently unto the Most High, the Lord thy God, and observe to do all his commandments, you'll get blessed if you follow what he says.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, let's hear what happens if you don't. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15.
What?
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
It says if you, now it's talking about these. This is going to talk about if you don't hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God. So if you know what I mean, in verse 1, it tells you what will happen. You'll get blessed, basically. Yeah, I mean, you'll be above all the nations. Go ahead. Now this is verse 15. We're talking about what will happen if you don't follow what the Most High says. Go ahead. Oh, take your time. You good. Take your time.
To observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command you this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
Curses.
All these what?
Curses.
So if you don't follow, let me get this right. Verse 1 tell you if you follow these laws, statutes, or commandments, you'll get blessed. Yeah, I mean, you drop down to verse 15, it tells you if you don't hearken and listen to the Lord, the voice of the Lord thy God, all these curses will come upon thee.
Right.
Which one, like, come on, let's be smart here. Which one would you do? Which one would you follow? Would you follow or you won't follow? It's like, which one you think Israel did? Didn't follow. Okay, if I could, can you give me Jeremiah chapter 11, verse 10? Book of Shaw. You know what I mean? And that's what happened with us. And I'm about to get that for you right now. You know what I mean? We did not follow at all.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 11, verse 10.
Go ahead.
They are turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers.
They turned back to the iniquities of their forefathers. That's what you see today. You know what I mean? We in this situation, you think slavery just happened? Because a nation that was under us rose up against us? No. We disobeyed what the Most High said. We didn't follow, we didn't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. You see what I'm saying? And then the Lord thy God has dealt with us. He cursed us.
Right.
Go ahead.
Which refused to hear my words.
There we go. We refused to hear. We refused to hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. We refused that. Now what happened to us? Go ahead.
And they went after other gods to serve them.
We went after other gods. We went after Christianity. We went after Buddhism. We went to what's the god? The god Ra, Christianity, Egyptology, Catholicism, Allah. We went to all these different religions serving other gods.
Right.
Go ahead.
The house of Israel and the house of Judah have broken my covenant which I made with their fathers.
And we broke the covenant that the Most High made with our fathers. We broke that covenant. You see what I'm saying? And that's the reason why you see us in the position that we are in today. Because when you look at us today, what do you see? You see a damn a black man with a yarmulke on.
Right.
You see you would see them in that, what they call that, the Chinese people, they little bodysuit. Yeah. You see them, what's it called? Kimonos. You see them dressed up in them dresses with the little kufis on.
Right.
You see them in the tuxedo. in a suit every Sunday.
Hey,
You see what I'm saying? That's who you see. That's what you see today, like you see back in those times. Go ahead. Now we're about to understand what the Lord did to us. Go ahead.
verse 11. Therefore, thus saith the Lord, behold, I will bring evil upon them.
So what did the Lord do? Because we didn't hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. He brought evil upon us. He put us in slavery. You see what I'm saying? He destroyed us. You know what I mean? Because we did not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God. Go ahead.
Which they shall not be able to escape.
And we did not escape it. We're here today celebrating Easter, celebrating Halloween, celebrating Thanksgiving, celebrating Christmas, Halloween, New Year's. You see what I'm saying? Celebrating the 4th of July. We did not escape the evil. Go ahead.
And though they shall cry unto me.
Listen, how many times we cry unto the Lord? How many heartbroken mothers? Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, just think about the mothers when they lose their children
Yep.
to gun violence or to drug overdoses.
Yep.
You hear that same scream from the mothers. You know what I'm saying? That heart-wrenching scream that we hear from our sisters when their children die.
Or when the police unalive them.
Oh, when the police unalive us. Oh, Lord. My baby's not my babies. Oh, Lord. Now we crying out to the Lord. But you wasn't crying out to the Lord when you was teaching them or letting him go bag up in your house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You was allowing so-and-so to touch the kids when you was taking them up in that church.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But you want to cry out to the Lord now. You know what I'm saying? While you was focused on yourself, rubbing rocks together to get a man. Your son was in there learning how to bag up rocks. You know what I'm saying? And sell it. You know what I'm saying? But we want to cry to the Lord when his evil comes to visit us. You know what I'm saying?
God, go ahead. Can you read?
I will not hearken unto them.
No, start from and they shall cry.
Oh God, and though they shall cry unto me, I will not hearken unto them.
He will not hearken unto you. Same way you ain't hearken when he told you, same way you ain't hearken about the law, statutes, and commandments when he told us to do them. He's not listening to you when you cry up to him because you're cursed or you going through whatever it is that you're going through. The Lord don't hear sinners. The Most High don't hear sinners. You see what I'm saying? And with that, this is Priest and Officer NATHANIAAHLA out of I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General YAHANNA. And since 1969, we're teaching the truth that the Black, Spanish, Native Indians are the Israelites that the Bible speaks of. With that, that's my time. Shalom.